Hey there, M here. Welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa. Last time, I did as much investigating as I could to get to the bottom of Sayaka's murder. This episode, it is time to go through the red door and into the trial. Oh, hi there, everyone. You're late, Makoto! We've all been waiting for you! I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are. Shut up!
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. Well, jumping to conclusions there ain't gonna help either. There, we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. Fuck you, man! So they really are convinced I did it. But I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us? Here comes Monokuma again.
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided.
I really hope everyone doesn't go, hey, you did it, Makoto, because then it's gonna be like, guess wrong, now all of us are gonna die.
I'll meet you all down there.
Oh, whoops, didn't mean to skip that. So whoever stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh? There's no point standing around here. Settle your resolve and step into the future. Damn, we really gotta go through with this class trial thing, huh? If you wanna confess, I guess now's the time to do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it! Let's get started.
Got it!
Relax! I haven't decided 100% that you're the culprit just yet. Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way. Sorry. In the end, I wasn't able to do any looking around or anything. Is this really how Sayaka would want us to find out who killed her? Oh, jeez.
Well,
Let us begin.
Yes.
I didn't talk to everybody. Shit!
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. Although having some help along the way would be nice, Kyoko, especially since it seems you may or may not believe that I'm not the killer. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed, and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. No! You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close. It's total shit.
well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up! We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there, and so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Okay, I get it. You can move on. A deadly class trial. Oh, okay. Open e-handbook then. Guess I gotta review some of this stuff. Monokuma File 1, Evidence of a Struggle. You know what, I'm gonna take some time to look through these. Alright, I've set my skills, I've gone through the truth bullets. I think I'm ready to go, so without further ado, let's start this class trial. All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
Oh, the first murder case is circling around Monokuma.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Also, I like how the setup for the characters talking has changed a bit. It's kind of interesting.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Haven't I told you several times by now? Who else could have done it? I already told you I didn't do it.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
For fuck's sake, Kiyotaka.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Yeah. I don't know what you're thinking,
Before
Kiyotaka.
we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
What's your
What's
question?
going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
I hardly knew Junko, and I only got to talk to Sayaka a couple times. Well, that's a bummer. I never got to do anything with Junko, so I guess I'll never get anything from her, like a skill or a power-up or something.
Friendship penetrates?
Not now, Hifumi.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat?
Oh, that's a good
There were only
question.
15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
I hope that there's a tutorial that explains the controls of a class trial to me, because otherwise I might be in some serious trouble.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin!
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes, I would love to hear more. Tell me. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements, and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Oh great, a time limit! If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck, and have fun! I don't do well with time constraints! Time to make my argument. Evidence of a struggle. Okay. Gotta keep an eye on what someone says.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
No shit!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the
Oh, it
murder
trips.
took place in Makoto's room.
Yep.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that
The killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Nope!
She didn't even have a chance to receive.
Whoops.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry, Chihiro. I kinda jumped the gun on that.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
At least now I noticed shoot only the things highlighted in yellow. In all honesty, I should have thought of that sooner.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
she must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Right, you. Well, I think you're right, Celeste.
The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay, Chihiro. You had no idea. You just stayed in the gym the whole time.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Right.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Yeah, except all of our lives are on the line, and we can't afford to fuck this up, Hifumi, so please, for the love of God, do not mess this up. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Shouldn't that be obvious? The murder weapon's in her gut! Yeah, kitchen knife set. Alright, gotta keep an eye on what's highlighted in yellow then.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on her.
Not a random knife, Mondo!
No, that's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
It kind of looks like a kitchen knife when you look at it, so might be a bit obvious.
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
I don't think I mentioned it yet, but this game's soundtrack is pretty nice.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Yeah, Mondo,
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
yeah. You didn't notice?
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Leon!
Right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
You shut up!
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Thank you, Kyoko.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not gonna change that conclusion.
How about you do what Kiyotaka said and not jump to conclusions?
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Yeah. I mean, Kyoko seems pretty confident that it wasn't me at the very least. She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes, please. You can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so that you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun, and remember, your life's on the line. Alright, someone's about to say that I did it. I'm gonna guess it's you, Toko.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He did it in secret. Nobody was in the dining hall.
Lies and slander!
No, that's wrong.
Owie, back me up on this!
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
This close. This close to getting the Audrey treatment, Toko.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Yes, you! Help me!
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
So who did you see, or did you see anybody enter?
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this?
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
That's it. You are a raging cunt!
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Right. I mean, no offense, but I honestly do not see Aoi killing her because she's kinda sort of a ditz.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Well, at least Monokuma's nice to answer questions during the trial.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
No chance in hell.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Chihiro, you're kind of making things a bit worse. Please don't.
Ugh, good grief. Enough already. No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case.
Thank you, Monokuma.
Oops. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
I believe her.
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
Hifumi, don't start.
I can.
Oh, Sakura! Help!
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
Please, Aoi, anything you say can help!
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over.
You know, I have a thought. I wonder what everyone else saw. I mean, I know what Sayaka saw, I know what Makoto saw. Now I'm curious as to what everyone else saw.
Which means we have airtight alibis.
Yeah!
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
Right.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Kiyotaka, Sakura is not a dude!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
The sad part is he said this right next to Sakura.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Aoi, what you hiding?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you tell me this while I was with you in the dining hall?
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
For once I gotta agree with Byakuya.
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Oh. Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Oh. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
Oh, maybe she was looking for a self-defense weapon. There was that one episode where I spent a good chunk of time trying to get her a weapon. Maybe she went to the kitchen for that.
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Byakuya!
What?
See? He did do it after all.
You! I already called you a cunt! I don't want to spend the rest of this trial calling you that!
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
You know, no wonder you'd agree with Toko. It looks like she's right next to you.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn! If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder! Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die!
It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Thank you, Kyoko.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Good question. Does it have to do with the switched nameplates?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there.
Missing from the scene of the crime.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Not really? Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Hangman's Gambit? The heck is that supposed to be? As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim and press the left mouse button to shoot the desired letter. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun! Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. Oh god, I don't know what the something is! Oh, how much time am I gonna have to figure this out? 6 minutes, good. H, and H. Let's see, an H, A. No, it's not A. Hey. Hair! The hair was missing in the crime!
Now I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
How could I forget that? The lint roller was missing sheets and everything.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Okay, I can kind of understand your point there, Celeste, but it's not helping.
That makes sense, does it not?
Makes sense, yes, but not helping.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Why do I get the feeling you're a bandwagoner, Hifumi?
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
Lint roller!
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Thank you, Kyoko. Now please tell me everyone's convinced now.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
No, Chihiro, you sweet cinnamon roll, I'm not.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Look at Kyoko smiling. She knows she's got this. I hope.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
Oh yeah, the doorknob was, unscrewed.
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Right.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom.
Right.
There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Oh, I remember all right. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom. and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke. The doorknob, where's the doorknob? Bathroom doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
Yasuhiro, I know you weren't at the crime scene, but surely you know that a doorknob would be on a door, right?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
Just wait for Toko to go, no, he's not!
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
Okay, that wasn't very good line delivery there.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
I sure hope so, because I'm kind of getting tired of everyone just jumping on the blame Makoto bandwagon. Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? A bit more to learn about non-stop debates, okay. What else is there? From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up, but no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important, because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck, and have fun! And I'm guessing the bullet I need to use here is the thing about... yeah, bathroom door frame. So I gotta look around. How much time I got? 10 minutes.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Shit.
And finally,
damn it,
the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
Speak up, Yasuhiro.
Wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it.
Oh,
We already know the answer.
piss off! It's not because the door was locked. No, there's a different reason entirely.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope, wasn't locked.
No, that's wrong.
I got it. I goofed up the first time, but I got it now.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Though I don't know why only the girls' rooms have locks.
Then why didn't her bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's got a bad door frame. What else can I say?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be.
You know, you're quite helpful for someone who really wants people to die. You know that?
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
Don't remind me.
That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
Again, I ask, how come only the girls' bathrooms have locks?
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
What? The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was, it took place in my room, technically.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
I don't know.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Now you get it?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
I probably would have died instead.
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
stupid.
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
You sound like you're disappointed, like you wanted me to die.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Now you get it! That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
That's what we're here to find out, Mondo.
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
What?
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
What? No!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
For once, you're speaking sense, Yasuhiro.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Let us hear it, Aoi.
Oh, you...
Oh, come on, Celeste, let her talk.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
That's a good question.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Monokuma said that the doors can't be picked, right?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Right.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
Hifumi, you better not be thinking what I think you're thinking.
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
Oh. Well, given your character, my thought was you might have been thinking of something a bit more perverted. I guess this says a lot about me if my first thought was that.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Oh, yeah, you really do sound high and mighty now. I thought the Alpha and Omega thing was bad enough for that Van Gogh comparison, but now? You really are full of yourself.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular. Because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... Oh, jeez. Because of the keys?
I got it!
Okay, good. I hope.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Oh dear.
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Oh, there's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room, okay? Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh dear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Oh jeez. I should have checked the notepad, crap.
Huh? Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No!
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature.
Oh crap, I think I skipped over her saying Sayaka's signature. Then, that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Hifumi, not right now!
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Uh-huh, I'm sure.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Why is that?
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Oh yeah, you mentioned earlier that you had some stuff to talk about, but you didn't want to say it in front of me.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Oh, here we go again. Okay, something about the dorm nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Is that it?
No, that's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Yeah.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right.
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms. It was Sayaka, wasn't it?
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms.
You look pretty uneasy, Makoto.
So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
Question now is, why?
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, We first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
Well, there were signs of a struggle, plus there was a thing with the sword, so it might not be that simple.
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Okay, calm down, the both of you.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes?
Right.
Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
Wait, where'd you get... Oh, right, because there's glittery stuff right by her wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Crap.
Is that gold?
This is what I get when my microphone's kind of in the way of the screen.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword.
You know, with some of the coating gone, that sword looks like it's got a bit of a silver hilt, which is kind of neat.
You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Well, there's still some things we might have to figure out first, Yasuhiro. What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death. That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Okay, what else? Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Kinda. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. Ah, damn it. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spot to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the Q key to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the Q button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can just use the mouse wheel. Yeah, that might be more convenient. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean, oh, you asshole! Well then, good luck and have fun! Asshole! Okay, 3 of them. Sword sheaths, sword... Why would the kitchen knife set be there? Was the sheath missing any paint?
The culprit grabbed the sword.
Right.
And that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
Okay, I don't know about a sneak attack.
That's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden in her way.
Okay.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Okay, sneak attack. I don't think that'd be it. Was the sheath missing anything? If the person with the sword really did attack first, there's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword got damaged. The sheath! That's it!
The sword-based sneak attack.
It could have been a sneak attack!
No, it's wrong.
Figuring these out's exciting.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Why not? Come on, man. What else could it be?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you are going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Right.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Maybe as an attacking weapon, but...
So how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Right, they might have used the sheath as a shield.
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I don't like where this is going.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Easy, Kiyotaka.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Right, her hands! There wasn't any gold on the palms of her hands, just a bit of blood, and that's it! The part of her body that shows she never used the sword. If you wanted to use a sword, which part of your body would have to touch it? Her palms!
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
There's no glittery stuff on it, that's what.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle.
And a lot of it's come off the sword, too.
It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
I don't think so. If I remember right, the water gets shut off at nighttime.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What does your attractiveness have to do with that being wrong?
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathroom at nighttime. Water was off.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
So there's no way she could have washed her hands. Unless she did something rather unsanitary, which I hope was not the case.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower for
You should probably take a shower at some point, Toko.
Oh my.
Yeah, I don't think Hifumi appreciates being next to you now.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
Knock it off! You're making it even harder for me to find something redeemable about you.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
I wouldn't take it either way.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Yep, the one who damaged the sheath would have to have been the one without the sword. Sayaka.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Oh, sounds like Sayaka was trying to kill somebody herself and it went wrong.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
I knew there was a reason why I thought Sakura was better than her.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Well, besides from the obvious reasons, like Sakura being a goddamn beast!
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
It does, yeah.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
I want to refute that, but you might have a point.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Stop smiling like that.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
Holy shit. Holy shit. Sorry. There's the wrestling mark in me again.
But in the end, her plan backfired.
In the worst way.
She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true!
Makoto, it's kind of obvious at this point, I'm sorry.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Okay, I would say no need to be an asshole, but you were already an asshole to begin with, Monokuma.
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, I don't know. There's one pretty important clue to think about. There's nothing left. There's one thing left, at the very least. And that's her dying message, buddy boy.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Liar!
No, that's wrong. There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, Leon, a dying message. A pretty obvious dying message at that, but still.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Yeah. Wonder what that is.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask.
Alright, ask away.
Can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There was blood on her index finger. There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Good question.
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
Chihiro already said that she didn't know what that meant.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Right, Kyoko?
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers.
Finally, Hifumi's doing something useful.
Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Okay, I might have been a bit rude there. Hifumi did help out with the trash thing, but throughout this entire trial, he's been nothing but a pain.
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Aw, don't be mean to Chihiro!
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Calm down, Hifumi.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Kinda cool, but yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Damn it! It's no use! I just don't know!
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Since you guys can't figure it out, I'll spell it out for you. Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something. Or you could just do what I've been doing and crane your head like this. And then you'll see it.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
Yep.
So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. If you turn her message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear. Yeah. Right. Isn't that right, Leon?
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
And really, if you did that a whole lot sooner, then this might have been a shorter trial. But then again, they wouldn't be as exciting.
If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
You don't sound pissed, man. Once again, your voice is not matching up with your expression.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
Those letters look a lot bigger than they did
That
before.
sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Oh yeah, the trash room!
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
Yeah! The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. It's that thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right? One sec while I find it. Where is it? Burnt shirt piece. Yes.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killers stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
Yeah!
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
There is another piece of evidence. Mr. Ultimate Baseball Star.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
You know, I'm kind of wondering, was this case so obvious because it's kind of serving as a tutorial for the rest of the game? I don't know. That could be the case.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it that we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. How it was disposed of, right?
I got it! If we look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say.
What?
You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
Hifumi, that's you. No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. Here we go again. I think I know what I gotta use here. The shattered crystal ball? Yeah. I mean, after all, there's 30 feet between the gate and the incinerator.
The trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
Nope!
No, it's wrong.
This is fun.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Normally that'd be true, yes.
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Ask Yasuhiro, it used to belong to him.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
You better not explain that story in front of everyone else, because then you're gonna be labeled an idiot by everyone and not just certain people.
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was to throw it.
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on! Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. No.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
I don't know, you tell me. You're the ultimate baseball star, remember?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
I know, Leon, things are looking dicey for you.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
You have a point, Chihiro, but once again, there's a way.
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
It wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer, because he's the ultimate baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
I was half tempted to pick ultimate fanfic creator just to fuck with Hifumi, but I don't want to risk failing when I'm this far into the trial.
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
I don't know, I could ask you the same question.
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer!
Oh, now you sound pissed.
These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
The closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Please! Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the left mouse button, holy cow! You'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough! Well then, good luck and have fun! Here I go, I'm making a comic book! Climax interference, start! Finish that thought. My room was the scene of the crime. The incident began when the killer entered. Alright. First, when Sayaka attacked the killer with a knife, they noticed something in my room. Right, how do I... Oh, okay. That'd be this, right? They used that object to deflect Sayaka's attack, which is why the evidence was damaged. Oh, crap, I went backwards. That's what I need. Sheesh, Sayaka looks demented here. Okay, good thing I got 20 minutes for this. After the killer countered Sayaka's attack with an attack of their own, what did they do next? They forced the bathroom door open. The only logical way they could have entered that door was... Sheesh, that really looks demented. After she was stabbed, Sayaka used the last of her strength to leave something behind. Oh, jeesh. The killer used an item in my room to help dispose of the evidence. The object the killer threw to activate the incinerator must have been... You know, in this kind of artwork, the ball looks a lot better. Oh, whoops. What the killer threw in the incinerator was... The piece of evidence left behind in the trash room was... Reenact!
Exactly what happened. I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Creek.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room.
I like how we get to see this whole thing play out.
From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back.
You know, I wish we could see Leon instead of this gray, anonymous kind of figure, but I think I can understand why it's being used.
During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife.
Act 2.
Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing.
What is the art
So
style?
instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife.
Looking at this, the art style reminds me of something, but I don't know what.
And stabbed Sayaka.
Makoto sounded pretty sad at that point.
But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. with that, all her strength was gone.
Presumably because, if the stomach was stabbed, of course, all that acid came out and dissolved her intestines. Well, she might have passed out from shock before dying, but I'm not entirely sure. I, for one, have never been stabbed in the stomach, and I hope I never find out what that's like.
With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence.
Pretty smart on their behalf, but...
First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator.
Yeah,
So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room.
Yeah, that ball looks a bit better in this comic.
Killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator.
Those shards look pretty neat.
Which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed.
Here we go. What's the evidence they missed? All right. There's the piece he missed.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
If it's just the shirt by itself, it wouldn't be so indisputable, but with everything else around it, then yeah. Pretty condemning. Or damning, whatever. Oh! Makoto looks silly there.
Isn't that right, Leon?
Sheesh. Even in this weird style, Leon looks silly, but I love it.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object!
Sheesh, you're stubborn.
I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
We just pointed out the evidence!
Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Again, there is evidence and you're just ignoring it.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence?
I have the evidence? Yeah, I have no idea what she's talking about. Your first bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Please? Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as the bullet time battle, aka the BTB by the BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statement in time with the rhythm. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the button and reach the center. Which buttons? Press the right mouse button to lock on to an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement that you've locked onto with the left mouse button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the left mouse button to shoot it down with a truth bullet, like any other statement. Hey, you just spoiled how this is supposed to end, you asshole! Refute their statement fast enough, and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun! Oh god, I kind of forgot.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They used something of their own to remove the screws. Could it have been...
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Shame, Leon.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Calm down, Leon. Also, a nice little flip there. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. I kind of forgot how to do this already. The moment of truth.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Shut up!
Final strike!
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Oh god, I did not do too well on that.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
Yep, looks like a screwdriver.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
Yep.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Enough, Leon.
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Why would Leon bring his toolkit with him, though?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid.
Stu. Oh, Jesus Christ, Leon. You alright there?
So, you have no rebuttal?
Don't look so smug, Byakuya.
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Ugh. He's, not too happy. Hey, I got an A rank on everything except that last one because I kinda goofed a lot. I'm not quite sure how that works. Hey, I got some 76 medals? Holy shit! Nice! Yeah.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection.
Will do.
Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
Geez, you can get punished for not voting?
Okay, then let's get excited!
I don't think anyone can get excited out of this, Monokuma.
Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice? Or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Alright. Oh. Who is found guilty? Monokuma vote. This is ridiculous. Uh-oh! Looks like you got it right on the money! The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata! Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? I don't believe it!
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch! What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
Oh, it was kill or be killed. So that's why I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here! It was complete chance that I wound up like this!
It's just unlucky. That's all.
I don't think now's a good time to be laughing about it.
Hey, come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Why? Then everyone else would have died. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't imagine. Now we're trapped here, with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. Why? I can't afford to be stuck in here! The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends, to have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So, when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
Sheesh. She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that.
Boy howdy! The entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships! She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she'd descended into pure madness!
What did you say?
I understand. Really I do. Yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse!
Stop screwing with us! This is all your fault! Sayaka being forced to do something like that! All of it! Everything! It's all your fault! Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but
That's enough.
as angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did!
Yes, indeed!
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the Blackened Leon Kuwata will receive his punishment!
Punishment?
Oh. Yeah, he mentioned earlier that whoever the Blackened was would get punished.
You mean
execution?
You should sound more freaked out than that, man. You know, in hindsight, Leon's voice actor might actually be the worst one in this game.
Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice! I had to kill her! Yeah, that's it. I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense!
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So...
No!
why-
That's not... Stop it! I've had enough of this. Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him! Swa! If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon! We shouldn't be fighting each other! We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation! The mastermind! Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice? Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for! The punishment!
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
That's a bit better.
Hey!
No more begging! No more excuses! You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules! Society demands it!
Stop! Please!
I take it back, this one's better.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kuwata, the ultimate baseball star!
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's
Punishment time! Sorry, I couldn't help it.
No!
And this almost starts with the mallet on the thing. Game over! Leon has been found guilty. Time for the punishment! Oh jeez, those eyes. Oh! Shouldn't that have killed him? Really, that's around his neck. Honestly, the Dragon Dash could potentially break his neck. Oh. Okay, Leon's a trooper to survive that. Oh. The 1,000 blows. Oh god. That's... Closest experience I've got to that is getting hit in the face with a kickball, and that wasn't pleasant. So I can only imagine how a baseball feels, let alone 1,000 of them. Oh god, is that all blood? Oh. Well, P's probably gonna be unrecognizable after that. And there's everyone's faces, Monokuma's included. Ugh. You know, it's kind of good we don't see what Leon looks like after all that, because he probably wouldn't be that recognizable. Welp. What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control! What's going on? I can't take this anymore! Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it! Well, hey, if you don't like it... Oh. All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. What, no cutscene voice this time? But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing this evil shit to us? Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy. Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear. So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal? You're not an upstanding young citizen, but I agree with everything else. It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together. You piece of shit! I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground! You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame! Of course we can't cut free of the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say? I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there, just like before. Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for, after all. When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Well, that's brutal. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no. It wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started, you had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However,
even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her. That's a possibility.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone, or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, is he gonna say 'cause I'm psychic? I'm psychic. God damn it, Makoto.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Chapter 1 is now officially over. There are 12 students remaining, and there's still more to come. Got an item! You received the Despair Bat present. What? Alright, good idea for me to save here, and that's all the time I've got for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I apologize that this was long, but I suspect that all the trial episodes are going to be like this. Next time, I think I'm gonna unwind and hopefully do some free time events because I feel like I need those right about now. But until then, I hope you have a good morning, day, or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you later. Bye!